If you qualify for a J1 waiver, what are the different types of J1 waivers and what's the processing time? And how do you even know if you can expedite it because the processing times could be so long? These are some of the most commonly asked questions we get in our office. And if you have any of these questions, you're gonna wanna stay tuned because we are gonna be talking about it in this video. Hi, my name is Kaushik Ranchod. I'm an immigration lawyer serving clients throughout the 50 states. And in today's video, we're gonna be taking a deep dive into J1 waivers and your frequently asked questions. If you don't know what a J1 waiver is, this applies to you if you've ever been on a J1 visa. If you participated in that, some of you may be subjected to the 2-year home residency requirement. And this could be for a variety of reasons. This could be if you're a physician participating in a residency program. This could be if you are on the skills list for your particular country. All of these types of things require you to go back for 2 years. And what the J1 waiver does is it allows you to get rid of what many people call the J1 disease. The cure for that disease, it allows you to stay in the United States so your life isn't disrupted. What are the different types of J1 waivers? Well, there's a variety of them. There's the no objection waiver. There is the J1 persecution waiver. There's a J1 exceptional hardship waiver. And then there's interested government agency waivers. Under that falls with the Conrad 30 waiver if you're a physician, the VA waiver if you're a physician, the DRA waiver, the ARC waiver. Typically with those physician waivers, you have to work in that specific underserved area or location for 3 years, or if it's the VA, work for the VA for 3 years. What we do mostly in our office is the exceptional hardship waiver because of the freedom that it provides you. First of all, the exceptional hardship waiver, in order to qualify, you need to have a qualifying relative. So you have to be married to a US citizen spouse or a lawful permanent resident spouse. That's the basic requirement. So if you had to go to your home country, your spouse's home country, we would need to demonstrate that exceptional hardship in that situation. Or if your spouse was to leave and you were gonna remain here, then we would have to demonstrate that as another form of exceptional hardship. So in both of those situations, a lot of times people miss that requirement where you have to demonstrate the separation or going to the home country, and that's key in these types of waivers. Sometimes it might be better for you to just go back for 2 years to your home country. Other times, going back to your home country could mean life or death or giving up a career. And that is why people want to apply for the J1 exceptional hardship waiver, because they don't want all of their hard work that they've invested in the United States to be disrupted, whether that's being a physician, whether you're in the PhD program and you're ready to move on to the next step of your career. And the opportunities here are so much greater than if you had to go back to your home country. That's why our clients come to us to get rid of this 2-year home residency requirement, so you don't have to go back and face the exceptional hardships that you would face. No one should have to go through that, and that's why this is an option for you. What to do if your J1 is going to expire. That's where looking at the O1 visa option is a good possible solution to bridge the gap until you get your J1 waiver approved. It's a type of work visa that allows you to continue to stay in the United States and work even though you're on the J1 program. Caveat with that is that you will have to apply at the embassy to get the visa stamp and re-enter the United States. So you will have to leave in order to come back in, but when you apply for the O1 visa. However, you can continue to work on the O1 visa once you're back in the United States, and assuming of course you have the O1 visa approved. You're not living with your spouse and you might be wondering, am I eligible for the J1 waiver because we're not living together? The answer to this question is, it is possible, but you have to explain why. Is it because you're in a residency program? Is it because you're in a different academic program? Usually when I have consultations with many of you in this situation, there's a plausible, very good reason. It just needs to be articulated, and it's extremely important that you do explain why, because you have the presumption of explaining that this is a good faith marriage. This does raise a red flag if you put yourself in USCIS's shoes and you look at your relationship and the fact that you're not living together. It does look suspect. However, it can be overcome if you do have a very good detailed explanation. Normally, we do this in the form of a legal brief for our J1 waivers. Normally, if we're applying for a marriage-based green card, we can explain this as well. First of all, the 2-year home residency requirement, if it applies to you, that is where you have to go back and return to your home country for 2 years. You have to show that you are actually residing in your country for 2 years. So sometimes we get the question, well, okay, I'm from Egypt, but I want to go to France and fulfill my 2 years in France. Can I go fulfill that 2 years in France? You have to go back to your home country for 2 years, the place that issued your DS-209, which is typically your home country. There are a few exceptions to that. We'd love to talk to you further if you have more questions. The J1 exceptional hardship waiver is taking anywhere from about 1 year and 7 months to about 1 year and 11 months. This is a range, so it's not one specific time that we're seeing. However, the average, the norm is more about 1 year and 10 months, 1 year and 11 months. We do see some that get processed faster. We do see some that take longer. Now, keep in mind that if you have government financing from the US government, that's gonna take longer because the Department of State has to request sponsor views and that drags it out even longer. So then that leads you to the next question. Can you expedite the case? Well, it's possible to expedite with USCIS. If you're gonna try to expedite with Department of State, you're wasting your time right now. Those are routinely getting denied, but USCIS, we have been able to get those approved. I wanna thank you for taking time to watch this video. If you have questions, please post them below. And of course, you can give us a call at 916-613-3553. Make sure you share this video with friends or family because you don't know if they may need this type of help as well. And by taking the time to watch this video, you're bettering yourself. By bettering yourself, you're bettering your family. And by bettering your family, you're bettering the world. Thank you. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out one of our case studies so you can learn more. Bye for now. See you next week.